Then he showed Lord Atisha to his practice room. Then he had all set up different tantric recitations. Then that's from my Guya Samaja Tantra. Then that's for my Vajrayogini Tantra. That's from my Chakrasambhara Tantra. Then he would go somewhere and do a specific practice. Then another one. Then another one. Then Lord Atisha was like, maybe you need my help. Then he helped them. What you see now, the Tsokshin, all the many Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Dharma protectors, then all in one refuge tree. Then all the practice combined into one practice. So you don't have to do many different things. Then similarly on a motivational level, then any Dharma practice, if you have that mind that thinks of others and their happiness while you could be washing dishes, then you could be feeding the doggies, then you could be jogging, then you could be whatever, doing anything, sleeping, pooping on the toilet. Then if you have that motivation that you exchanging yourself and others, meaning that you are thinking more of other people's happiness than your own happiness, then you are doing a Dharma activity. Then everything becomes Dharma activity. Then you don't need to go somewhere and do this practice and that practice. And then that's what this one means, that Lojong practitioners don't have this timetable of strange practices to keep. I gotta do that and that and that. Then it doesn't mean that they don't do rituals. Then what it means, the main motivation, whether doing rituals or practices or whatever, that main mind has to be there, present. Then anything's Dharma activity. Then if that, then that's the measure of Dharma activity. Then if that mind is not there, then you're not doing a Mahayana Dharma practice. Lok nun tamche chiki cha. Lok nun means the antidote. Antidote. Tamche means all. Chiki means one. Then cha means to do it. Then the translation in your books is respond with one antidote when overwhelmed by problems, samsaric problems or obstacles. Then this is pretty much the same as before, a little bit different, but then the point here is that they use the teaching of a Tibetan doctor. Then Tibetan doctors, when Heinrich Harrer reached Tibet, then he was like, you people don't know what you're doing. Because Tibetan doctors don't follow the Western medical ways. They don't know anything about bubonic plague or anything like that. And the way Tibetan doctors cure people is through some herbs. Then if that doesn't work, then they get serious and drastic. Then they do bloodletting, like cutting you open and draining your blood at medieval. And then they do moxibustion. They do acupuncture with needles, with burning stuff, burning moss. I think it's like moss. Then the point here is, like a doctor resorts to these extreme measures to cure the illness of a patient, then the Mahayana practitioner resorts to the drastic measures of cherishing others to cure all the disease of self-cherishing. then that's the point here. The point is, throughout all of these pledges, is to reaffirm the desire to seek other people's happiness and causes of happiness, and to alleviate their suffering and causes of suffering. Then, what happens if a person that you're trying to benefit only wants to hurt themselves? Do you help them to hurt themselves? Then that's one of those things that you have to take personal responsibility for. Generally, no. Then if you're trying to look after the beings and they're doing something that wants to hurt themselves, then improper for you to help them. To do improper things because of your bodhicitta, or your exchanging self and others mind, your Lojong mind, then it's generally improper to help them by doing improper things than to get them money. If they need money and then they want to rob a bank, want you to help them, then you're like, you shouldn't be a stupid Lojong practitioner. Well, I better help them because it's my job to help beings. Then we have to go rob a bank or hurt other beings to help this one. And that would be improper. Totani la Chekawa ni. Totani means at the beginning and at the end. La means in regard to. Then Chekawa means deeds, activities, actions. Then Yi means to. The translation in your book is two activities, one for the beginning and one for the end. Then the beginning means all Dharma activities should be started with generating that mind that wishes to cherish others, then exchanging others. Then Mahayana motivation, essentially generating bodhicitta. Then at the beginning of the day, you wake up and you say, thank God, by the blessings of the Buddhas, I'm here. Or by the blessings of my own karma, I'm here, really, if you want to get specific. I have another day to work for the benefit of all the suffering beings. Then the end here means at the end of any Dharma practice, then you dedicate the virtue. Then we do it in the class. We gyawa that prayer. Then the purpose of that is that any virtue we've collected, we offer it to others. Then all throughout these Mahayana trainings, unbelievable, strange, that's why these were secret for many, many years. Then people would think you're crazy if you said, no, I'm going to pray that all the suffering of all beings ripens on me. Then I'm going to, this is like crazy talk for most people. And let me go and pray that suffering comes to me. All the other, it's like very similar to what Jesus did when he was dying on the cross. Then take the suffering away from these beings. And most people, when they pray, they want to pray for something good for them. Then you can do that. But you should get to a level where your main concern is the happiness and the welfare and giving virtue and eventually enlightenment to all the suffering beings. Very difficult.